Hi, Sharon Danley here with another 2-minute tip. Well, actually, more like a 55-minute tip. This is a live stream that was done on Facebook. I had difficulties with technicalities yet once again. Special guest for today is Penny McLean, whose resume is longer than her legs, and she's also my sister. So sit back and enjoy.
We
We're
were going to
touching
talk
on
about
all
today,
kinds of subjects.
Penny comes, well, I'll let Penny speak for herself. There you go, Penny.
Well, good morning, everyone. In terms of my background, I've spent the last 25 years in jail. And the good news is it's all been on the side of the bars where you get paid. So no one has to worry. One of my passions is teaching, and I teach mental health first aid. And no matter where I teach in the province, I have people who come to me that say that this is life-changing stuff for them. We need to break down the barriers to mental health because we all experience it. We all experience it. We all have normal problems to abnormal situations. And it's my passion and my privilege to live long enough to try to assist people in a meaningful way.
Excellent. So, I should also disclose too that Penny is my sister. So I know hard to, when you saw me with the bangs last week, now you can see the resemblance. But we have a similar background, and for some reason, and perhaps it's our background, it's led us into the things that we do. I'm honed more, I suppose, in the exterior look. Now, when Penny was
That's a really polite way of saying you're prettier than me, right?
Yeah, but you're younger than me, so there you go. Penny came to me a while ago, and she was moving into a different area of her expertise, and she started presenting. So she was in front of crowds, small crowds, large crowds, or whatever, and needing to look at and revamp her exterior packaging to deliver the messages that she did. So we did makeovers, right? We yes, and we still talk about product. I get Penny to test drive stuff for me.
I'm the crash test dummy.
Yes. So with having gone over these things, so Penny has used those aspects for when she's presenting. And tell us how it works with doing your fast and easy and effective approach to your exterior, Penny.
Well, unlike some people, I don't have Sharon following me around every 15 minutes touching up my makeup, although I'd love to have her on my payroll. So a lot of times I'm going 8-10 hours in a day of teaching, which requires a lot of energy. And so I've slowly but surely tried to figure out a way of putting myself together in a way that lasts, looks reasonable, and doesn't scare people because I can't make it maybe to the bathroom to do a touch-up. So I've spent a long time researching that, and obviously using a lot of Sharon's tips has got me to a point where I've got the product, it's easy, it's simple, I can put my makeup on in, I don't know, I'm not as quick as her, 15 minutes. And if I have to go for 3 or 4 or 5 hours, I don't have to feel self-conscious or concerned. And I can put all my energy into what I'm saying and how I'm presenting instead of worrying in the background of how I'm looking.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, and it does make a difference. So somebody was asking, Penny, what are you teaching in prisons? But I think, yeah, well, that's a whole other subject, right? But Penny's making presentations on mental health first aid throughout the province here in Ontario to a variety of corporations. And I think she's working through St. John's as well. So the thing is, she needs to look great and as she delivers a great message. And as she just said, making it streamlined, easy, and effective helps a lot. And it's the same with your products too, Penny, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My makeup drawer went from being a makeup room to a makeup drawer. And so now I have this very simple products. I can throw them in my bag, take them to work with me, wherever that might be, run into the bathroom, touch up in a heartbeat. And like I said, spend my energy thinking about what I'm presenting from my heart, as opposed to thinking, you know, is my lipstick off? Are my eyes looking raccoony? What can I do to try to put my best foot forward without having that appearance be in the background worrying me?
Yes, yes. Yeah, and whether you're presenting, you know, for a small crowd, a large crowd, whether you're a teacher in a classroom, whether you're a performer in any number of ways, whether you play a musical instrument, whether you are a lay minister, you know, there's all kinds of things where you may have two or more people that you're, you know, that you're addressing. And like Penny just said, when you feel confident in your exterior, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. And because you know that you will look great from beginning to end, then you can concentrate on what you need to concentrate on. Does that, I guess
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what comes through to people, I mean, when you're out there, whether you're teaching or you're simply conversing with someone, the more they see authentic you,
yeah,
the better the communication.
Yes.
And the better you can be authentic when you can fully be present in the conversation, as opposed to worrying or ruminating or thinking about other things like, you know, is there lettuce on my teeth? How does my hair look, right?
Yeah.
It can be very disconcerting.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes a lot of sense to me to create the skill, practice it, get good at it. So with your assistance now, like I said last week, I can get dressed in the dark. I know my clothes match.
That's a good thing.
Well, it is, because, you know, everything matches, everything goes together. And so I can concentrate and conserve my energy and thoughts to present my best self. And my best self does come through because I'm not having all that background noise in my head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Rayanne says something about has my eyelash come off? Just teasing. I wouldn't try it. And you know that's a good point too. You know, for those who are trying the false lash thing, because you know I'm just a strong proponent of it, because just about all my lashes, all of them have shortened in length, and hairs 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 have gone missing. So for me, false lashes is good. But you find that the false lashes, Penny has extremely sensitive eyes, so she's finding that the mascara is the better route for her. Now you've just test driven, haven't you, the L'Oreal tube mascara? Is that correct?
I've tried. I test drove a bunch of stuff this week. Some of it successful, some not. I've tried the false lashes. I feel too insecure about it.
Okay.
And so I've come to terms with that and say, you know what? I don't want to be teaching someday and then somebody starts saying, hey, you look a little bit like Hitler because there's an eyelash there. So I have to sacrifice. I wish I could make my lips and eyes look like yours, but I can't. So I deal with reality, sad and all as that might be. It's the reality, it's me.
Yeah.
And I embrace that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And that's all part of doing the best you can, finding the best products you can, the most streamlined and effective way, and spending the time to create your look, right, that works for you and is easy to do. Now, you do have to take some time to teach yourself. Would you not agree with that?
Well,
like eyebrows, as an example.
You've been a relentless taskmaster with me. And I got to tell you, ladies, for what it's worth to you, there's times when you look at yourself and you don't see yourself the way other people do. And so, for example, with eyebrows, I practice. And now I don't know that I could do it in the dark. And I don't know that I could do it on a roller coaster. But I can do it pretty darn quick and reliably.
Yeah.
So the practice, yeah, it becomes something that just gets quicker. It's like keyboarding.
Yes.
When I first started keyboarding, I was in the hole. By the time you take off words per minute for mistakes, I didn't even get into the positive. And now I can keyboard it over 100 words a minute without even thinking about it.
Exactly.
So it's like any skill, the practice, it's absolutely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sometimes what I reserve weekends for. So I've got this new product, I'll try it, because if it doesn't work out, I can always take it off and go back to bed.
Right. Well, a couple were just asking how you found the L'Oreal tube mascara.
I like it. I mean, I don't have these beautiful long eyelashes. They are what they are. I find that it's not a bad product for the price. It's good. And when I take it off, I've read some bad reviews on it saying that it was difficult to take off, and it's not. I use Cetaphil, which is a hypoallergenic cleansing product. I put it on a little cotton pad with a bit of water. I let it sit for about maybe 10 seconds. I gently wipe it away, and it comes off better than regular mascara.
Yeah.
You don't get any of that smearing of anything. So
yeah.
Quite frankly, for that alone, I think it's well worth it. And the price is 1/3
yes.
of the more expensive ones.
Yes, I tend to, when I do wear mascara, I like the Blink. It was formerly known as Kiss Me. It's another tube mascara, and it's really good. Yeah, the thing with the tube mascaras, for those who just find they have to go to a mascara route, they don't flake. It doesn't fall down, it doesn't smear or smudge, and it can be removed quite easily when you're cleaning your face in the evening, correct? Which
Absolutely.
We should do every evening, is cleanse the face. And
yes, ma'am.
So yeah, well, that's good. Thanks for that feedback, Penny. And you also said that you had tried a new brow product. You tried both the Wonder Brow, right?
I tried the Wonder Brow. To be honest, I just don't like the feeling of having my eyebrows stuck to my head for 2 days. I don't think that's good. So I clean them. It's a lazy way out, in my opinion, and you don't get the fresh look. So I tried the Wonder Brow, and yeah, it could stay on for 2 days if you don't wash properly. I use a little mineral oil on a Q-tip to take it off, and that was fine. But I found the, just give me 1 sec.
Yes, I love my false lashes too.
It's called Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Gel, and that's what it looks like. And it lasts the same. It's the same product, and it's like $10. Comes in a variety of colors. The only thing I would say I don't like is the tip. You really need way too much product, so yes. You have to clean it off well.
Yeah.
I think it has good staying power, comes off easily, and I don't know. I would no more leave my eyebrows on for 2 days than I would my mascara.
Exactly.
Or my lipstick.
Exactly.
But what I do like is, or what I don't like is, if I'm teaching, I've got powder on my brows, I scratch my eyebrow, and I go into the bathroom an hour later, and one of my eyebrows is half gone. It's a little embarrassing, right?
That's why bangs are good.
Yeah. With this, it doesn't do that. It does have that holding power, and it doesn't slip its way into the pores of your skin, getting that dotted or so. So what I do is I'm just using it sort of in the middle to give a little bit of filler, and then penciling in the more detail. I'm liking. It's only been 3 days, but I'm liking the staying power of it.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. And somebody was asking what lipstick you're wearing.
It's a new one, and it's made by Smashbox. It is expensive. I've tried every damn lipstick. Like I envy you because what you wear looks beautiful on you. I've tried it. It doesn't work for me. It makes my lips too dry. And when it comes off in patches, which again is embarrassing. This is called Smashbox. Goes regular tube. It's matte. It has good staying power, and it doesn't dry my lips. So I know I have to touch it up, but when it wears off evenly.
Okay.
So it just gradually fades.
Okay.
As opposed to that blotchy thing that, again, I find embarrassing.
I hear you. And somebody else was asking what foundation you're using.
I'm glad you asked that because it's been drilled into my poor little sister noggin that I would never, ever, ever use anything but the dual finish powder.
The Audrey Morris, which what we're talking about on this page, it's sold under Barelle. That's just one of the distributors. Yeah.
And if I could get the money back that I've wasted on crap over the years since I was a young woman, I would be retired. And I might even have an island in the Caymans. Right?
Yeah, and a room for your sister to visit.
Exactly. Well, no, you'd be on my payroll. You'd be my hair and makeup girl. So when I made that transition over to that powder, as you know, I will order a year's worth at a time. I use it. I can take it in a compact with me to work. I can touch up quickly. I use a good moisturizer that's got sunscreen, and this powder has a sunscreen as well. Mm-hmm. And it lasts incredibly well. Incredibly well. Yeah. There's no comparison.
Yeah.
For the longevity of it. And in the winter, if my skin's feeling a little dry, even after I put it on, I will take 1 dot of moisturizer, rub it, and just go like that. Yeah. And you know what? Within 15 minutes, it looks great, but it looks great for the rest of the day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, somebody is asking, there's been some comments about the fact that even though we're sisters, we have 2 different complexions, and we do. Now, one of the things is I have a light. So I'm going to take this light off. Now, I can't move over to your screen. I tried.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in my office. I don't have any special lighting.
Yeah.
And so probably there's reflections and light that's making my skin look darker right now.
Yes. Well, Penny, we wondered about the background of Penny when she was born. She's always had a slightly more olive skin or darker skin. She's got actually a beautiful skin, and when she gets tanned, it's as if, and she doesn't go out to tan, but when the sun hits her, her skin turns a golden color. So there's something in the background, methinks. So she's a little bit on the warmer side. Now I wear 31, and Penny, you wear, I think it's 34, correct?
I wear 34 in this, and I wear 34 in the summer.
Yeah.
And 42 in the winter.
Right, that's it. Yes. Now you see, in the 30s line, like I said to you folks, the 30s are all kind of a cool to neutral tone, and the 40s are a warm to neutral tone. So Penny uses, like she just said, 30 in the winter, and or what is it, 34 in the
34 in the summer.
Yes, yes.
And
42 in the winter.
42 in the winter. And I mean, I don't suntan. I wear sunscreen. I wear hats.
Yes, you do.
But I think part of this, though, Sharon, has to do with the lighting that you have versus me. So I'll go out and outfit my office for next week, get some professional lighting, because I've got the sunlight coming in from a window.
Which is good.
Yes, but it's making my face look, probably my complexion look a little darker.
And here's a point, too. You have brunette hair still, right? I have gray. This is an excellent example of showing how gray hair with Caucasian skin ends up having a different overall look and feel to it than brunette hair. And I'm trying to touch your hair in the screen and it's not working. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's my finger. So the brunette hair against the complexion has a different look too.
Yes.
You know, just shows you the difference. We're using the same foundation, and you know, it looks a little different on both of us. Of course, lighting is different and all that sort of thing. But like Penny, it's the only foundation that I will wear because it's just great stuff.
It is without a question. And of course, the difference between in our eyes too is huge. So, you know, it could be that I was adopted. I don't know.
Or
because I missed out in the gene pool on a lot of things.
Well, no, but you got a lot of good things in the gene pool that I missed out on too. Isn't it great that sisters can share their genes?
So I have the really hooded eyes, which is problematic for me. And again, this year or this week, I bought a Maybelline product that is like a primer for eyes. And I'm trying that out. And I'm finding that by using that with the dual finish powder, like my eyeshadow, and that as a primer, I'm not getting the transference.
Excellent.
That I would get normally, because again, that's like really embarrassing. Now it'll be interesting to see how that works in the summer. It's always harder in the summer.
Oh, makeup in the winter and makeup in the summer is two different things. And that's why together class, both Penny and I, our experience says that Barelle, or the Audrey Morris dual finish powder, works all seasons, whether it's humid or whether it's cold and dry.
Absolutely.
You know, so in like what Penny does, I don't need to, but in the winter when it's cold and dry, she adds that little bit of moisturizer, or you can put some on your finger and just, you know, just stipple. Don't drag it on, just stipple it on.
That's all I do.
But in the summer,
the other thing I do too in the winter, is rather than purchase an expensive exfoliant, I have good face cloths that I use every day.
Yes.
And then maybe once a week, I will use a little sugar, mix it with my face cream like my face wash, and gently exfoliate my face. And that makes a big difference. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. It's cheap, it's effective. And what I was told by a skin specialist was the reason why it's better than a lot of scrubs is because the sugar crystals are not square. So they don't do that micro damage to your skin. So it just gently exfoliates. And then I know once I do that and put my moisturizer on, it's good.
Yes, having an exfoliated face is absolutely paramount to your makeup wearing well and wearing longer.
And class, this is the other one that Sharon drilled into my noggin, is wash your damn brushes.
Yeah, it is important, because when you put your brush to your face, you pick up oils on the brush, it transfers into your palette, and over time, you know, it will clog it up. You know what I mean? It'll cake it up. And so you won't get the performance, because all of your powders should fly. Like when you put the brush across it, that should fly. And you know that it's working well. Somebody asked if you used a toner after cleansing at night. I don't. I think
that's just a money grab.
I was just going to say the same thing. It's not necessary. Oh, eye is weepy again today. It's just a money grabber, like so many of the products aren't they, Penny?
Absolutely.
And Penny,
my cost for makeup has absolutely, I mean, it's probably 1/5 of what it used to cost me.
Yeah.
And you can't beat that.
Yeah, no, you can't, and you can't. And the thing is, Penny has a palette like I've showed you. You know, I'll bring it out again. I seem to do it, you know, and she's got her She's got her, and so you.
I've got mine. Mine's not as clean as yours. I'll be honest. Okay.
Well, the thing is, it does make for easier application, doesn't it? Just open it, and then you're you know, everything's right there. You don't have to open and close, and all that sort of thing. And again, I'm going to show this bag. I've showed it to you before. It's, you know, every need I have for makeup is in here. If I were going to a red carpet event, meeting the Queen or whatever, it's all in here. Do you know what I mean? Or if it's just a Saturday doing nothing much, it's all in there. So that's the only storage I need. Like, I don't even need a drawer for makeup. I've just got that simple little bag. And so it's not only effective and streamlined for application, it is eco-responsible. So you're not throwing out a bunch of packaging and buying a bunch of stuff and all that sort of thing. It's time effective. It's efficient time-wise. And that sense of organization for whatever it is, it just feels better, doesn't it, when you're organized with your stuff?
There's no comparison. And if I'm doing a long drive in the morning, I'm going somewhere, I'm going to be teaching for a couple of days. Once I walk out the door, I'm good. I'm good to go. And then I can think and be present. Like I said, when people are experiencing trauma, they're experiencing anxiety, they're experiencing depression. And it's become epidemic in North America.
Yes, it has.
Anything you can take off your plate is better. And if you can self-soothe in a healthy way by saying, okay, you know, 2 things I've learned: get up in the morning, make your bed, because that might be the best you can do. And the next thing is put yourself together. Now, you know, some days I look at myself in the mirror, Sharon, and it's a mic drop, and I'm like, damn, you're gorgeous. Most days, though, I look at it and say, okay, that's as good as it gets. And I'm content with that. And I can walk out the door saying, that's the best I look today. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that takes, I just seeing a comment there, loving the simplicity and lessen your load. Absolutely. There's too many damn important things to do in life.
Agreed.
That are far more important.
Agreed.
But that doesn't mean to say you throw the makeup out the window and say, I'm too busy. No.
Yeah, no.
You really can have it all.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
And by making it a routine, it makes it easier and faster.
Yes. And one of the
it's
things...
like we were talking last night about the shoes, and I told you I'm a fan of the Crocs.
Yes.
Not the old style Crocs that like these funny looking shoes. They're just a nice little ballet slipper. And I have 1 pair for every day of the week. I can walk 5 kilometers in them, no sore feet. And I wash them. At the end of the week, I wash all 5 pairs. I put them back in their spot, and I have a clean pair of shoes for every day of the week. Makes my life simple.
Yes, 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 and yes. Shoes, as the fashion industry has been pushing like mad, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for a pair of shoes. And Sex and the City was a huge promoter of that kind of thinking. I'm like you, Penny. I discovered a shoe, not cheap. I can't even remember the name of it. It starts with a V, I think. Vionics, because they've got support and everything. I bought a pair in the spring, and I never bought any sandals or anything. And I know that those shoes are going to last me probably a good 5 years. So the investment was worthwhile. But the thing that I love too, because I tend to be a little bit of an environmentalist, is that I'm not clogging up the landfills with shoes and bags that I'm not using. I just have the 1 pair, and I have the pair of Crocs that you gave me, which I love. They're so comfortable, and they look quite nice, for summer. And I use my Vionics for a little bit more dress. And the Crocs, when we have inclement weather, when it's raining or whatever, if my shoes get absolutely soaked, it doesn't matter because they're rubber. you know, so but
Sharon,
the thing with all of that is the shoe issue has come right down to almost like just the bare essentials, but the bare essentials that work and feel and look great, just like makeup.
I don't know about any of the ladies that are listening to this or yourself, but I am so damn tired of having sore feet. I'm so, I went, for style, for this or that. I remember commuting in high heels. I don't do that anymore. It's like, that's crap. And, it's an awful lot easier to be kind to others, to be kind to yourself, to think about things and do important stuff when you're not being sidetracked all the time going, oh my God, if I don't take my shoes off, I'm going to cut my feet off. Right?
Yes. Yes, exactly. I totally. When I broke my wrists, I'm going to say this, I tripped and I fell forward and broke both my wrists. And I swear it was because of the pretty shoes I was wearing. Of course, it taught me a huge lesson, and I've not gone back. Stilettos have been retired. Mama don't do stilettos no more, So yeah, it's a really good point.
So all those things help keep you grounded.
Yeah.
A swift routine to have your makeup in here, like a couple of hairstyles that look nice, that you don't have to fuss with, decent makeup, doing the basics, the foundations that you keep preaching are correct, having a wardrobe that you can get dressed in the dark and not have to worry.
Yeah.
And then having the comfortable footwear that keeps you grounded.
Yes.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, exactly. Rayanne is saying that's why she loves nursing, because they don't wear heels. Smart choice, Rayanne.
Thank God for nurses. And all I got to say about nurses is bless them, because they keep people alive long so that the doctors can take the credit.
Yeah, I think so. As it is in so many industries, isn't it?
That's right.
So does anybody have any questions about anything? Let me see. Oops, there's my fingers in the way. Let me see. Doesn't seem so. Now you see, you're being smart.
That's because they can't get a word in edgewise, right?
Yeah, I guess that's it. That's exactly it. I'm diabetic, haven't worn heels in years, Carol Ann. Yeah. But you don't have to have heels to look fabulous. You really don't.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
Yes. And I'll back that up. Christia is asking about blush. I'm not sure what she wants to know about the blush. I'm just wearing my regular, my Prism dupe. I don't wear exactly MAC because I've got, I'm still working through the products I had when I had my professional kit. But Penny, I'm not sure. I think Penny also has something very close to Prism.
I wear whatever you tell me to wear. You know that.
So then it's Prism.
Because I don't have that kind of talent. We were talking about this. When I look at colors, I just see a simple red or a simple pink or whatever. You see like all these different shades and hues. So I rely on your good judgment for that. So what I've done, what you gave me, was 3 different colors that I put my brush, I just swipe it through all 3. And it's not heavy. And it's got a little bit of, I think what you would call warm.
Yes.
Like a little bit of orangey,
yes.
A little bit of pink, and a little bit of a more brownish color.
Yes.
And all 3 of them at once, one swipe, doom, done.
Yeah. And again, because Penny has brunette coloring, having a make her makeup that's more on the warm side looks great. She looks wonderful in a tomato red. At least I've got her away from the pinks she was wearing because they were too cool. They had too much blue in them. So the lip colors she wears now, I think, do so much more for her. And any eyeshadow for her too that has a slight bit of red in it looks fantastic. Now for me, no, because well, I used to. There's a couple of pictures floating around when I was, you know, a lot younger. And I can remember wearing browns that had red and gold in them. I used to mix gold in with my browns and just loved the effect with the brunette hair, you know. But as we change and we age and our coloring changes, and not only our hair color, but also our skin sometimes tends to change, then we just have to, you know, kind of keep up with it.
I'm seeing, someone was saying something about shoes for diabetes. I would honestly, I know everyone's different, but I would honestly suggest going on the Crocs Canada site or US site and look at a brand called KD. Kaydee. It's a rubber shoe. It gives you such support and nothing on your foot hurts. And when you have diabetes, you need to be very careful about your foot care.
Yeah.
And man, oh man, comfortable feet can make your outlook in life so much better. And the safety there as well.
Oh.
And someone says, let's have a sleepover.
Yay!
Okay. Rayanne, your place or mine?
She's in Texas, I believe.
Okay. Can't go there. Too many snakes.
And we're talking the ones that slither on the ground, right?
Yeah, those kind.
Yeah.
But maybe we could meet somewhere where there's no snakes. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
We could all go to the Caymans, right? And do a live stream.
Now you're talking.
Live stream.
Now you're talking. Or we could have a convention of some sort.
Absolutely. Well, you know, like I've always said, when they were looking for that Osama bin Laden, right? And I said, all you got to do is get 5 or 6 postmenopausal women in a plane with a bottle of wine and some chocolate and a rope. And we'll find them and have them hogtied in a half an hour.
You've got that right. You've got that right.
It's just, yeah, too old to put up with that crap.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
And that's the one redeeming feature of being over 40 or 50 or 60
or 70
is the liberation that comes with embracing yourself and stop worrying what other people think.
Exactly.
You be the best you can be.
Exactly.
And do it with pride and knowing that the only person you're ever going to be or want to be better than is the person you were yesterday.
Well said, sis. Well said. That's exactly it, isn't it? That's
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, if you can be better, and no matter what, because we all have high points and low points in our lives, and sometimes those low points are so low. I can remember being in the abyss so far down, I couldn't see any light. That, you know, but if you can get up and make your bed, do your grooming, and then go back to bed if you have to, it's something. And it's those incremental tiny little things that you do on a daily basis that keeps your mental wealth in check, and it helps you get up out of the abyss.
Absolutely. And for example, I talk to a lot of people who are experiencing severe anxiety.
Yeah.
To the point of even panic attacks.
Yeah.
And it's a sad and horrible place to be. So how do you manage those panic attacks? Sometimes it's just, or I shouldn't say sometimes, it's through breathing, good breathing to regulate your blood gases. It's through riding the surf into the shore, because it will end.
Yeah, it does.
That's the swells. It's like when you're dealing with overwhelming grief.
Yeah.
It's that tsunami
yeah.
of uncomfortable feelings, terrible feelings. if you can ride that surf, you'll come into land. The waves will get smaller. Mm-hmm. And you use every arsenal you have available to you. One of it is, making your bed, doing your personal grooming, reaching out to your friends. And you know what? Being a nice person doesn't mean to say you have to take shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Being a nice person says, you know what? I want a group of women in my life who are supportive, who are kind, also strong enough to confront me if I'm not being proper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I need to be able to trust that.
Yes.
Without personalizing it, say, oh, I'm a bad person. And the problem is that there's so many women being separated, and then they start infighting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Not sharing. I saw an issue a couple weeks ago where a woman in my class, as she was coming up the elevator to come into the class, got a phone call from her family in St. Vincent saying her son was in the hospital. And so I had to actually do mental health in that very class. And she was, in a way, inconsolable. And I watched how the women around her supported her. Some did an excellent job, some didn't.
Yeah.
One was trying to make her eat and trying to force a water bottle in her mouth. And she was trying to push it away. And I took the woman aside and I said it loud enough for all of them to hear and said, look, she's a full-grown woman. If she's thirsty or hungry, she will eat or drink. What she needs to do right now is cry. And all we need to do right now is put our arms around her and let her cry.
Yeah.
And when she's done, she'll feel a little bit decompressed. And if she wants to talk, we will listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Quit trying to fix everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to fix everything, do we?
You know, the only reason my marriage survived is that my husband finally got it. Quit trying to fix me. Quit trying to fix the problem. Just listen to it.
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And if more women had a sounding board that was non-judgmental, right?
Yeah.
Really, truly listening, how many times can you work through your own problems?
Mm-hmm.
You can, with a little support.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes, it will be repeated, Carol.
And in terms of soothing, here's the thing. Anything that's healthy is good.
Yeah.
Coloring, music therapy, dance therapy. Sharon, you sing in a choir, you know what that does for you. It is, when people engage in music, it's the only time you're using your whole brain. Interestingly. Mm-hmm. Petting an animal, whatever is good for you works.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And but as women, we have been, and I'm sure this is true for everyone, we have been socialized that if we spend time on ourselves, we're selfish. That our job is to fix everybody else, nurture everyone else. Well, when you're in an aircraft and the flight attendant says to you, if the cabin pressure drops, the air mass will drop. And what do they tell you to do? Put it on yourself first.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because you can't help anybody if you're not your best and feeling the best you can be that day. Mm-hmm. Right?
Exactly.
So,
and a huge component in that is listening. I think I did it on a video. One of the greatest gifts, I believe still, that you can give anybody is the gift of attentive listening. And for a Christmas gift, a card to a friend or birthday gift or whatever, saying, I'm giving you a half hour or an hour of my undivided attention to you. You want to do it over coffee or at your place or my place or over a glass of wine or whatever. A half hour of just listening, not fixing, listening.
I couldn't agree more. And you know what? We all know the BS when someone's pretending to listen to us versus when they really are. And I do a little exercise in some of the teaching I do where I get people to sit and actually really listen. And I say, how does that make you feel? And they say, it makes me feel validated and good. Yes. And then I do it and say, okay, now don't listen. And the person doesn't listen. It's like, how did that make you feel? And they say, it made me feel resentful and angry and put off. So it's about, if you're going to tune into someone, tune into them with your heart and soul.
Yeah.
Don't BS them.
And if you haven't got the time, or it's the wrong time, or you've got something else on your mind or whatever, it's so simple to say, I want to give you my full attention and I can't do it right now. What's a good time for you?
Exactly.
For us to engage. You know, how simple is that?
There's a really good, for those of you that want to look it up, Brun, who I highly recommend, has a 4-minute YouTube video on the difference between sympathy and empathy. It's well worth looking at, because sometimes we give people sympathy and that's not what they need.
Yeah.
They need empathy.
Yeah.
When I'm working with women who have come into conflict with the law and they may have done things I don't agree with, I can still empathize.
Yeah.
Because when you empathize with someone, you're not endorsing their behavior.
No.
You're not saying I agree with you.
No.
You're simply saying, I understand what you're feeling or why you're feeling this way. I understand.
Yeah. That's like gold, isn't it? Or silver for this page.
Absolutely. And it's something that we don't practice.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's something that we can, let's go for a drive, catch up lunch, undivided attention. Yes, perfect. Yeah, let's go for a drive and you talk and I'll drive or whatever. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways of giving a half an hour, 2 hours of your undivided attention to somebody. And when they're grieving, their life is falling apart for any number of reasons, that gift of listening is a salve that you can't put a dollar value on.
Absolutely. The other thing I'd like to recommend to the women listening right now, because I know you all have Google.
Yeah.
Go on Google and Google images of mental health continuum. And you will see a continuum that starts with healthy to injured. And I'm going to ask you, I'll ask you the silly question, Sharon, for the benefit of the other women. How do you boil a frog?
In hot water.
And here's the thing. Don't try this at home, ladies. It has been done, though. To boil a frog, if you put it in hot water, it's going to jump out. But if you put it in cool water and slowly start turning up the heat, the frog will become accustomed to it and it will not try to escape. Think about that, how that translates to your mental health. If something happens to you and you get in the temperature of your water goes up, if you don't do something to get yourself back into the cool water, then you will become accustomed to the warmer water until such time as you're in hot water, you're injured, you're in crisis, and you don't know how to get back to that cool water. So this is something you practice checking in with yourself all the time. How am I feeling? Something happened and life bites me. I don't know about you girls, but life bites me in the ass on a daily basis. Right? On a daily basis.
Yeah.
And some days I can cope with it, and other days, sometimes it mounts up over a few days, and I look at it and say, where's the temperature of my water?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, yeah.
Right? And it's our responsibility to take the temperature of our water. If you can keep yourself in that cool water, you can help others. You will be happier. You will be more open. You won't find yourself being angry or resentful. And it's all about looking after yourself first.
Absolutely.
In good conscience.
Absolutely.
With no guilt.
Yeah. Yeah. Guilt, the gift that keeps on giving.
or resentment.
Yes, that
doing things that you resent doing, it builds up.
It does. It does.
And when you get all that nasty stuff that you see coming out of some people, and you say, you know what you need to do? You need to do some self-care. You need to get yourself back into that place
because it's
where you can listen.
Yeah, and it's about not trying to make the other person be different. It's about you keeping yourself in that wonderful place of healthy self-acceptance and confidence.
Absolutely. And understanding that people don't change when we want them to change.
Oh, really?
People change when they want to change.
Yeah.
And so you need to look at that piece too and say, why am I trying to change my friend? They're not ready.
Well, as a lot of women on this page will attest to, they get in the early stages of transitioning to their gray. They get family, friends, colleagues, or whatever. Some get lots of good support. Others don't. Others have comments. And we all know how women are so highly skilled at passive aggressive comments, because we have been programmed and socially engineered to compete with each other rather than to support each other. Because as long as we're fighting, then we're not getting anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
So one thing I'd like to put out to the women watching is I'd like to assign you some homework.
Yeah, I'm all about homework.
Because I'm a teacher, right? So, and my homework is, at some point today, do some self-care. I don't care if it's go for a walk, commiserate with a friend in a glass of wine, have a hot tub, do your nails, sleep. Whatever it is, it's a healthy thing. Do it and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And feel the temperature of your water come down.
Yeah.
So that you're back in that cool, comfortable state.
Excellent. And I'm going to add on to that homework assignment. Either pick your eyeliner, your eyebrow, your lip, or a hairstyle, and practice 15 minutes just practicing something and bumping it up one more level to skill. I think that's a pretty good note for us to retire on here, Penny. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for coming on board and giving us your warm, funny, and brilliant expertise. It's really appreciated. And if you guys like, maybe we can do this again.
I'd love to do that. And yes, you do have to make your bed.
Yeah. Mine's made.
No, somebody wrote that, right?
Yeah.
Do I have to make my bed? Yep. Make your bed.
Yeah.
And then you can pat yourself on the back and give yourself a reward.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a nap.
Exactly.
It makes clean bed.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to come back. And if women have any questions, about managing anxiety, managing depression, mental health concerns, it would be great if they could even send them to you.
Sure.
And then I would be happy to address those questions.
Sure.
And provide that kind of support from a grounded, evidence-based, humanistic point of view.
Yeah. And then what you can do, ladies, is I'm going to post this online afterwards, and so that you can view it if you came in late or you didn't get to it or whatever. It will be available, and you can post your comments or your questions, and just at the beginning, just say Penny, and then I'll know that those are questions for her. So anyway, thank you, everyone, and thank you, Penny, again. This was great, and I'm sorry it didn't go off on the other page. Roy, I need to get an IT person or something. Anyway, we managed to do something, so.
Well, you didn't, and you know what? Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. My passion in life is to support, and I work with women because I love them.
Yes.
And I've worked with hundreds of thousands of women, and I love each and every one of them.
Yeah.
And if I can make one comment that helps one woman ease her pain, even if it's for 10 minutes, it's worth it.
It is.
Because you all are worth it.
Yes, exactly. Mwah! Love you, sis. Love you, gals.
Love you too.
We'll see you soon.